Tasha Miller up here first, and she's going to talk about the healing power of music, as well as how beautiful madness can be. Is that not right?
Hi guys, I'm Tasha Miller. I am a woman. My pronouns are she and her. I birthed 3 teenagers. They were teenagers when they came out. I am married for now 21 years. I'm a songwriter. I have pulled out my hair by the roots. That's a really important part. Since I was 7. And the most sensational hair to pull is the very small baby hair from the root. And it's interesting, I think, don't you? But I would stay in my room, locked in my room for sometimes 3 hours, and just sit on my floor because I had made my bed using a yardstick, and it was perfect. And I have obviously severe OCD. As I continue to try to introduce myself quickly. And yeah, I would pull my hair till I was bleeding in the eyelids, and don't ask me even why. One time it was a nice, beautiful Easter afternoon. Family was over. Something about family. We won't go into that. I think I talked a little bit about that last year. Everyone's doing their best, though. I always like to remind myself of that. That's where I can find the forgiveness that generates my fuel. So, severe OCD. Then, about a year ago, I wanted to kill myself. And there was a series of events that led to that. So, then, Exhibit A, I'm diagnosed with bipolar. And now I am medicated for bipolar and the OCD. I love pulling my hair still. That's really a no issue situation, like whatever. I wear these fake eyelashes when I actually want to feel even slightly normal. Not that that's a thing. And then I have dialectic behavioral therapy, DBT. I'm in my second whole round of a 26-week program, and we meet every Wednesday morning for 2 hours, and that my kids call that anger management for mom, and it's but then, doggone it, there I was 3 days ago on the line with the mental health crisis line from Kaiser. And I see now exactly what happened and how I got to that point. But literally the texts to my husband right before I called was, "This is not a fucking mental health thing," I said to him. And bless his heart. My husband has metastasized stage 4 cancer right now in his lungs. And sometimes I think to myself, God damn it, I think I gave him that cancer. But it's okay. He is going to be fine. He's going to live until he dies. And that is what we're all going to do. And that brings me to another point. We all do have one thing in common, and that is that we will all die. And having been in a space of identifying with the idea that my family would be better off without me. That was a selfless moment for myself and for them. And so when I identify with that moment, I now have a great respect for suicide. I want to say that again. it is one way to die. We have homicide, we have disease, we have natural causes. There's probably a few other ways to die. We also have suicide. And it's just another way to die. It's not something that I want to promote. It's not something that I ever want to try to do again. But I want to accept that it is there. It stands, it happens, it's happening right now somewhere. And it's a part of our existence. So I look at my husband's cancer, and we don't do the whole fuck cancer thing anymore, fight, fight, fight. We are trying to heal, is what we're doing in our house with cancer. We are acknowledging that it is a part of his body. And because I love all of him, I love all of him. And I love that part too. And we have to quietly and gently find ways to ask it to escort itself from his body. Now, that's not going to happen with our mental health stuff necessarily, but with our thoughts and our feelings, we can. We can allow those to move and not get angry at ourselves. So it's the being gentle with ourselves. We just lost a beautiful, beautiful boy, 18 years of age, to suicide about a month ago in my community here in Portland. And I sang for his funeral. And it's a song that I didn't write for his life and for his death, but I wrote it when I was considering what mothering really means to me, and it doesn't necessarily mean anything. I had these children come out of my vagina. I am now, by nature, loving them like, I mean, the love is something else again as a mother. It shakes my bones to even think about it. And as a person with bipolar and who has hurt, I take responsibility for having hurt my children really badly. And I wrote this song, it's called There You Go, because I know that when my children do fly away, in whichever way that is, maybe like when I was writing the song, it was like for college or something, maybe if they're lucky enough to go, or if they want to even go. And so I wrote this song, and it's about, there you go. I'm sure as hell not gonna expect you to come back. That would be a side bonus, but it is not an expectation. I will respect that the best thing my mother ever taught me on the day my first child was born, she said, Tasha, this is not your baby. This is his own person. And I have loved remembering that. When we ask ourselves, do you have any children, Sadie? Well, what's interesting is think about the rhetoric in that. Do you have any children? Actually, the answer is no. They're not mine, right? I had children. If we stick to facts, that's what we do in DBT. I had a child come out of my vagina, if we really want to, be honest about that fact. But they're not mine. So I like to remind myself that they're not mine. They're going to fly free. That's the idea. Grow in the wings. There they go. Off they go. There I am, probably crying. It's fine. And it's all fine. I'm just going to set this down, and then I'm going to go over there with the... I'm not going to tell you about my bathrobe because it doesn't matter. It's just... I like to ask, are we really clothed, or are we really naked? I think that's kind of an up for grabs. So this song, and forgive me, sometimes when I think it's possible that I'm going to be emotional, I like to have my music in front of me, even though I wrote the song. I just want to be, This is for Jacob Mesh. There you go, not knowing where you'll be, but there you go. There you go, not asking me what to bring, but there you go. Don't you know I'm not asking you to speak, I just hope you'll be free. There you are, walking your feet away. Oh, there you are. There you are, taking your songs to play. Oh, so far. Will you be coming back? Or someday will you be coming home to me? I'm not asking for much. No letters or phone calls. There's no need to stay in touch. Don't give me an hour. There's no need to stay. Just promise you're coming someday. There you. Whoops, that's once in a while gonna happen. There you go, not knowing where you'll be, but there you go, there you go. I'm not asking me what to bring, oh, but there you go. Don't you know I'm not asking you to speak? I just hope to God you'll be free. Yes, I hope to God you'll be free. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that, dang, when I come down and I'm ready for the G, but the D happens, whatever. And I look straight at you and I'm like, yes. So I wanted to share another song with you. Wish I weren't so good at sad songs. You like that? Thank you. Thank you. I had lots of ideas for today, and honestly, I think I might just do this one. It's called, actually, it's a song that I wrote when we just found out about my husband's diagnosis. You know, and it's so weird. You know, with cancer, you know, we get these food trains and all this business. You know, when was the last time that somebody got a food train for substance abuse? Right? And just not very long ago, actually, one of my neighbors, bless all of their hearts, 50-year-old son beat up his mother that night There had been substance usage that night, heavily. That night, he ended up in jail, and she ended up in the hospital. And this is the West Hills, bro. This stuff happens everywhere. And you know what I did? I grabbed all the neighbors. I said, we're doing a food train. When she comes back from the hospital, that's what we're doing. So we did that. And then I wanted the son to know about DBT, because it's fantastic. Dialectic behavioral therapy. I seriously think that every person in the world would really benefit. Anyway, this song is about the fact that we will all, I think perspire is not the word, right? Conspire, what is the word? Inspire? Expire, right, there you go. So we're all going to expire, which means that life is not a pickle preserved in a jar. I mean, just in, right? And this is one of those, again, Tasha, really? Yeah, there we go. Life ain't a pickle preserved in a jar. It's all on the vine, and it don't grow very far. I met you in the garden on a California day. My body broke into a sweat as I felt you lean my way. And when we touched, the colors danced, the flowers sang of our romance. I knew I had to hold you tight, 'cause the seasons changed like overnight. This is about my husband. Because on earth, the way it works is that beginnings have an end. There's no breakdown, no way to lay down forever, feeling rain on a stormy night. If under the sun you were never, if under the sun you were never, if under the sun you were never born. There will come a time when you can't warm my hands, when we can't kiss or reminisce or speak of future plans. Now tell me something I never knew. So if and when I think of you, there in my mind I'm sure to find a room that's not so blue. And when we touched, the colors danced, the flowers sang of our romance. I knew I had to hold you tight, 'cause the seasons change like overnight. Because on earth, the way it works is that beginnings have an end. There's no breakdown or way to lay down forever, feel the rain on a stormy night. If under the sun you were never, if under the sun you were never, if under the sun you were never born. Make it go away, this ache that eats my heart.
this fear that floods my blood, so cold in the dark. In the dark, oh, oh,
Thank you so much.